on her visit as well as some pictures. So how did your visit go?
I enjoyed it. It was really nice. We went to Hollywood. We went to LA. We went to the fashion district. So I really enjoyed that. It was an eye-opening experience. It is very, 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 very dirty. Please do not believe the hype.
Is it really?
It is disgustingly nasty. We were actually staying at the Westin downtown. That is an expensive hotel if you know anything about it. I posted pictures on my page, but you walk right outside and it's Skid Row right outside. Okay, so you got homeless people. I watched a man take a shit in the middle of the road.
Wow.
It was really eye-opening that you have to step over poop coming out of the Westin Hotel.
Just like Louisiana almost then, huh?
Worse.
Bourbon Street?
I've been exactly like
dirty.
Bourbon Street, just completely dirty. If you've been to New York, you know what I'm talking about. Yeah, eye-opening. But other than that, it's really beautiful. The mountains are really, really gorgeous. Hollywood mountains are really gorgeous. But just to see how impoverished, I mean, you have $1 million houses, but you have a homeless shack sitting right next to it. It's just really, really crazy. Like, so I love Texas. I love being from Texas. We are a clean state. And when I say clean, in comparison to when you travel, it is clean. So,
well, we are glad to have you back. And my weekend consisted of myself and my wife. We hosted a concealed handgun class. That went very well.
I missed it.
But we're going to do it again. And if we have anybody that's out there that's interested, please email us at theupperroom409@gmail.com. I'm only going to take a handful of people. The classes, to have the class is $75 plus a $20 hosting fee that we'll do with that. But now let's get into Zeke Speaks. And with that being said, where the hell is our coins going?
What coins?
We don't have any change at the stores anymore. They say it's the shortest on change. You haven't been to a store yet where they said we short on change, like quarters, nickels, dimes?
Well, I haven't been really wanting to touch currency, like real currency. I've been using my cards for the sake of,
I'm a Samsung card
strippers
user.
Put it in their butts, and the G-strings, homeless people. You would be surprised how many times real currency exchanges hands. And so right now with Corona being on an all-time high, I just don't want to touch any currency or anything like that. So yeah. Mm-mm.
Well, I was shocked.
We have a shortage?
We have a shortage. And I was shocked when I went to a store and I seen that written on one of the doors, and it just wasn't at one of the stores I went to. And I went to another store, it had the same thing. So when I did some of my research on why we have a coin shortage, the experts say it's happening because business was shut down, so it wasn't no currency being, exchanged like you just said. So that was one of the reasons of the shortages, as well as the COVID pandemic. But as a result of the coins not being in circulation, they saying that the economy is opening back up, which I don't see. I see business is still shutting down and the flow of the currency is supposed to upgrade. But then I had a question.
Mm-hmm.
We make our own money, right?
We earn our own money?
No, I'm talking about the United States. We make the dollar bills, we create our own money. Then I was like, well, if we have a coin shortage, why we just can't make more money?
That's a good question.
But the reason why we cannot make more money, because it'll be an influx in currency. And the only time the United States ever did that is when we're in national debt. Mm-hmm. But I thought we was already in national debt.
Very much so.
Right, like with China, Germany, and stuff like that.
We owe everybody.
Yeah, we owe everybody. So
yeah,
I didn't understand.
As hell too. But just to put y'all on something, because I always tell you guys things, and I always tell you that if you're behind the curve, if you're not paying attention and you find out things when it happens instead of 10 years before, then you're already too late, right? So I've been telling you guys about cryptocurrency and digital currency, right? I've been telling you about Bitcoin and things of that nature. Well, the government is actually moving towards cryptocurrency and digital currency. So those of you who bought into crypto, like I mentioned a couple years ago and recently, those of you that bought into digital currency years ago, you're ahead of the curve. Those of you trying to buy in right now, Bitcoin is at about 9,000 a coin right now.
Now you have to educate me on crypto.
So digital currency is basically like you using your credit card, right? It's in the cloud. It's not really real cash being exchanged. It's you going up to a terminal with a card, scanning that card or inserting that chip, using that card at the terminal. That is digital currency. You're not really using a dollar. You're using a card. The United States has been trying to regulate digital currency and cryptocurrency for a minute and hasn't been able to, because people who use things like Bitcoin are not paying taxes on the dollars that they spend, because it's considered a person-to-person transaction. So if I buy something from him per se, and it's $10, I only pay $10. I don't pay $10 plus that 8.25% tax. And so that's why they've been trying to regulate it, but they can't, right? So they decided, well, we're going to get in the game instead of lose out. I don't pay $10. They don't want to lose out and lose the game, because why would anybody continue to spend money with the United States if they can go and shop over here and go to Walmart and use their Bitcoin card and don't pay tax, right? So they're trying to jump back in the game.
It's funny that you said that. I was watching a series on Netflix. And by the way, Netflix is putting out a lot of new movies if you guys have a Netflix account or whatever type of account you may have. But I was watching this show called Queen of the South. Good show.
Oh, I love Queen of the South.
Oh, you watching that?
I like her.
Well, on and reason why I took interest in the movie, they showed Galveston like 3 times. So I was really shocked and surprised about that. We was on the map for a big time movie. But anyway, they used that cryptocurrency. They went in the bank and they took out the whole drive, and all the money was on the drive. Mm-hmm. Well, with that being said, we're going to take a break. The title of our show tonight is Don't Speak to My Partner If You Can't Speak to Me.
It's all about respect. So I think we're going to dive into that respect thing.
But we'll be back.
I got to remember to give. Are we off? Shout out tonight for your She's Making Sweets. I love
And for those that's on, oh well, we back. Hey, but we were just letting our Instagram followers know if you want to come on the show, we have to do that through Be Live and through Facebook. So if you're an Instagram follower, or listener, or viewer of our shows, please, go on Instagram. And our shows tonight is brought to you by YouTube, Facebook, and Stationhead. If you're an iOS user or iPhone user, please download the Stationhead app. When we're in between breaks, please tune into our station, listen to our music during the break so we can get credit for that. But with all that being said, I'm your host, Zeke the 5-foot freak, with my
co-host, Miss Mina that diva.
Miss Mina that diva. Would you like to tell them what the topic of the show is tonight?
Don't speak to my man if you what is it?
Don't speak to me if you can't speak to my partner, or don't speak to me if you can't speak to my spouse. Mm-hmm. So that goes for the females, it goes for the males, it goes for girlfriends, boyfriends, husbands, wives. I don't know what the LGBTQ community call themselves, but for them as well.
I really think it boils down to respect.
Respect?
Yeah.
Well, since you didn't say respect, let's talk about it, and I'll let you start it off and go into it.
So I really, really, truly believe. I saw a meme that says something like a person will be two people can be in a relationship for years, and the one person can be fighting for that other person to do all the things, right? And that person will never give them what they want, and then they'll break up, and they'll get with a new person and have a new relationship and give that new person everything that they cried about or stayed in the cut waiting on to happen or what have you. So I truly believe respect for, I'm going to speak as a woman, a man will give respect to the woman that he truly wants to give that respect to. So if you got chicks coming at you as a woman or coming to you saying that this and that about your man, and vice versa, I feel that people respect who they choose to respect. And it doesn't matter how long you guys have been together. It doesn't matter if you put a ring on it or not. If he don't respect you enough to give you what you deserve, or she doesn't respect you enough, you're just not going to get it. And that's just period, point blank.
Okay, I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
So you saying it's disrespectful. Let's say me and you are out on a date or whatnot. No, let's just say we're in a relationship.
Okay.
And Susie sees me in the store and say, "Hey, Otis," and start walking towards me and be like, "Hey, Otis, how you doing? I haven't seen you in a long time," or whatever the case may be. What you been up to? Nothing, just working, whatever the case may be. And then she was like, "Well, it's good to see you," and she walked off. She was being disrespectful.
Susie might catch these hands.
Why?
Because Susie, you might.
Hold on. All right, now let me go into this. You say Susie may catch the hand. Women, we don't have to fight. I had a conversation with some family members, and they were saying the same thing. But anyway,
I'm just playing. We not fighting.
My thing is, if she just walks off,
and
she didn't speak to you, what made the rule that a woman has to speak when it was just short conversation and she leaves?
Okay, so if we're standing there together and you're my significant other, right? It is your job, even if Susie walks up and she did not acknowledge me, it's your job to say, because maybe Susie didn't know you got married.
Right.
Maybe
Exactly.
Susie didn't realize that you were in a relationship. Maybe she just thought I was just a random, right? So if that is the case, then I feel that it was your place to say, "Hey, Susie, by the way, this is my wife, Mina."
I was going to get to that.
Or this is my girlfriend, Mina.
Right.
And then if you don't do that, then I'm going to look upside your head like, well, what the hell I'm standing here for? Just as a prop? What are we doing? Right. So, I mean, if you want to secure your relationship, always include your partner. I mean, what's wrong with, but ladies and gentlemen, if you walk up and you see a man with another woman, or you see a woman with a man, and y'all want to say, "Hey, how you doing?" It's real disrespectful to walk up to one person and not speak to the other. I mean, it's just like you just ignored them completely, or you disregarded that they were just standing there. That's rude and obnoxious, and you should do better.
So they need to disregard the man if the man don't. That could have been one mistake that he made.
No, I said it's like they're disregarding, just like if we like the same scenario. We're out and a dude that I knew from wherever walked up and said, "What's up, Mina? How you doing? Oh, I ain't seen you in a long time. You looking beautiful." Blah, 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 all of the things, right? And you standing right there, and dude says nothing to you. "Okay, baby, I'll holler at you next time I see you." Something, and he don't even say, "Hey, what's up, bro?" or none of that. That's totally disrespectful.
And I agree with you with that to the fullest. But now I have a question on that, because I was going to say that probably in the next segment, but since you went there. Do you think men are less to get upset about a guy speaking to, they want not speaking to the guy, rather as a woman getting upset because the female spoke to the guy, to her guy, and not her? Did I say that right? Yeah.
So you saying, do I think that a man, okay.
The reason why I asked that, because I think, in my opinion, unless, I'm not going to even say that, but in my opinion, I don't think guys get more upset just because a guy speaks compared to a woman getting upset of a woman speaking and not speaking. You've been nodding for like 2 minutes.
I'm processing. I'm processing because I think that's false. I think that men do get in their feelings, and because men have a tendency to be able to keep their composure better, because remember, you guys hold emotions in. You guys are taught to be hard and not show emotion and this and that. But I guarantee you that night when we pillow talking, it's gonna come up. Yeah, and old boy. And you're not going to go into no big old rant like we would do as women. You're going to hold it in and you're going to keep your composure, but you're going to mention it. And that's how we know that you really are in your feelings, but you handled it like men handle things. Y'all keep y'all's composure and brush things off, or kind of like make it not such a big deal. But it really mattered because you brought it up later.
Okay. I can agree with that. But I still think that women get more upset about a woman not speaking to them compared to a man.
Because 9 times out of 10, y'all done banged her.
I disagree with that.
At her,
I disagree.
Took her out on a date,
why couldn't just
she had a crush?
But why couldn't? Okay, the crush can be true. Probably never banged, but why you have to say bang when it could have just been a friend or somebody from out of town that haven't seen you in a long time and just wanted to speak? Now I gotta have another question. Let's say we're out again. I
don't like that messy stuff.
Let's just say we're out again, and a female speaks to you. What's the difference then?
Then she respecting the game.
Not necessarily, because what makes y'all think just because a female speaks that they're respecting you to not speaking? Because when they leave, they're not asking about you. If their agenda was to try to talk to the guy or trying to holler at the guy, whether they speak to you or not, you don't think they're going to still try to do what they're trying to?
It doesn't matter. Just respect me, broad.
But she's not respecting you if she's still trying to holler at you.
I don't know nothing about that. Just give me my respect when you step to my man in my face. Because when you don't give me my respect when you step to my man in my face, that's when I be like, I'm 40, but you can catch these hands. In a nice way, though. I'm a lady, though, so I don't do that no more. I used to, though.
I was about to say, I wouldn't want whoever to catch these hands, because I wouldn't want them to mess up your beautiful face or mess up your hair. Then
none of that would.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
I keep a little Vaseline. Now I'm just saying, y'all stop doing that. We too grown to be out here about to let somebody catch these hands. But really, for real, girl, don't disrespect me. Don't disrespect my relationship. And see, and that goes back to your partner making sure that they put people in check to where they don't do some stupid stuff like that, because they know you'll get there. You know what I'm saying? So for me, this is why I try not to you put me in that kind of situation, because I'm big on respect. And if I'm not getting my respect, I'm a demand it. And I don't know how that demanding gonna come out. So be careful.
Okay, now you said
sorry.
You said a couple of sex.
This is all. Listen, he's big on it.
You said a couple of seconds ago. See, that was close. Sex and seconds. Yeah. Sometimes you want seconds too.
In a second.
Right.
Sex in a second.
Now I don't want it in a second. I just want seconds.
Seconds.
Like after the first.
Okay.
But anyway, you said a couple of seconds ago that the man may not say nothing, but when you get home and get in the bed or in the house or whatever the case may be.
Y'all mention it.
We mention it. Now, what's the difference from Susie walks up to me, you and I, in the restaurant or whatever, and speaks to me, and she speaks to you. When I get home, I'm pretty sure that's going to be a conversation as well. Or just because she gave you respect, you ain't worrying about, hey, who is Susie? Who's Susie? You never mention her. So that conversation won't come up.
It might or it might not.
No, how you gonna say it might not if you're gonna just say a man gonna have the pillow talk, but the woman won't have the pillow talk?
No, listen, it depends because women catty, and this is why I don't like women too much. You know what I'm saying? That's what females. Remember, I'm a unicorn, but this is why I don't like females too much. I like them a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Because they catty and they messy, and they know how to do things in such a way where they kind of slob with it, right? So Susie may have walked up and said, huh? The guest. Okay, we have a guest coming on.
Finish what you're saying. Okay. We'll bring the guest on.
So they know how to come up and say something to you, dude, and you almost know that she either crushing on your dude or he they've talked or something of that nature or had some kind of affiliation in the past because of how they do things in their little mannerism. And they're like, hey, don't do that, girl. Don't do that. But they do things in such a sly, catty little way. I don't feel that. It's so, girl. See, and then they get like, what's wrong with her? But you know what's wrong with me when you coming up with this bull. But if she respect me though, I don't care what you can be crushed. He fine, huh, girl? That's why I chose him. But you can speak to him and say, hi, how you doing? But make sure you give me my respect because I can't help it that you crushing on my dude, right? Mm-hmm. I was crushing on him too. That's why he's my dude. But respect the game though. And then stay in your lane and it won't be no crash. No wrecks.
Well, we have a guest that's ready to come on. And like we told you all before, you're more welcome to come on to our show. So with that being said, our studio director is going to bring our guest on. I don't know who the guest is as of now, but we're about to find out. And we are waiting.
Caller, are you there?
What's up, Mr. Tim? We're waiting on our guest to come in.
Okay.
You wanna go to any questions right now?
I can let me go to some of the comments because
hey, Jameena, Valencia, Val.
Oh, here's our caller. Hi, caller.
Well,
hi.
Hey.
Hey.
How you doing?
I'm doing well. This is a very interesting conversation. I was listening. I got cut off a couple of times, but Mika, I'm absolutely with you.
Hold on. Our guest, and it's Meena, Miss Meena the Diva.
Meena.
But before you go into what we are discussing, why don't you give us a little insight about yourself, your name, where you from, what you do, and then we can go in from there.
Well, I am Lisa Hickman from Galveston, Lisa Gilreath from old Galveston, but of course I live in Sugar Land now.
Oh, Sugar Land.
Yeah. Huh?
I say Sugar Land in the house.
Okay. I've been married 7 years in October. I waited till I got all my play out of me before I and really just wanted to find somebody that would match my yin. I'm a whole lot to handle, and I just needed somebody that wasn't gonna play no games.
Right.
So I got a man's man, and I'm serious about this relationship stuff. I love being married. I think Black love is amazing, and I really wish there was more sisterhood, but in sisters. But that's a whole.
So it's interesting that you say that because like I found myself moving different because like now I love all my homeboys and all my high school classmate females and stuff like that. But like now I do more like couple things now because, sometimes the conversation is the same. And I'm not saying that I don't have good conversation with others, but sometimes you can't relate the same. You can say you have a girlfriend, but I have a wife. We lost our caller.
Aw.
Well, until we get her back, did you find a comment you want to hit on?
So one of our guests said, and he's a male, he said, we do. I'm checking that shit on the spot. I understand, Rob. That's what's up. He's honest about it. He's saying he gonna check.
Okay, hold on. Let's get back. We have our guest
we have
back.
our caller back.
But
what's going on? I lost you guys.
Okay, well, I'm glad we got you back. But like I was saying, just far as being like in a relationship, your conversations is the same. And then what I found out too, once you're in a relationship, your wife or your significant other, they don't want to see different women every time you get around your homeboys. And whether that you have anything to do with that, the perception is if you doing that, if he's doing that, and you always saying you going to his house or you going out with him, not the accusations, but what's really going on.
Well, and I'm gonna make it short. You said your conversation is different when you're with other married couples. I'm gonna ask this question: does food taste better when you're hungry or when you're already full? You see where I'm going? When you're hungry.
I like that question.
Because you kind of threw me. I'm gonna say when I'm hungry.
Yeah. It is when you're hungry. Food tastes better when you. And and that means it's when you need it. And so if you're in a committed relationship, what you need is conversation from other couples. So it's not that the food is any different or the quality. It just when you need it, it's better. And so it doesn't mean that your friends, whether they're single or not, you don't have a good time. You can have a good time with them, but you need something to carry on with you. And when you're with your spouse, and it helps you with your relationship. So just the interactions of other people, the conversation is different. So when you're hungry, the food always tastes better.
Absolutely. Right. So what were you going to say when you came on? Because you said this was an interesting topic. So what was your take on this topic? What's your comments, questions? What do you have to say?
Well, Meena, I'm a piggy.
Oh, not again. Okay, so when she comes back on, we'll find out what her view is and her take is on this topic. But
go ahead. I think she's getting ready. Go ahead. Oh, she's back.
She's trying to get back on, but we'll when she comes back on, we'll get her view and her take. But what do you guys think? Do you think that like-minded people? So if you're married in a relationship, do you want to hang out with more married people because they're like-minded, or what do you think about what she had to say?
Okay, we're gonna let you jump back in where you had left off at.
I'm sorry, I don't know this.
Well, Miss Meena asked, she asked, like you said, this was a very interesting topic, and then I guess you was getting ready to go in on with what we was discussing.
Right?
Yeah, my issue is, and I actually bought my husband a T-shirt that it says,
okay.
If you don't speak to my wife, don't speak to me. So I thought that was interesting when y'all said that, because when the women can be catty, we can be slick, but it's just about respect. We don't care. People are going to be attracted to who they're attracted to, and you're right, Meena. That's why he mine. He was fine. He looked good. And we jive. So I just think that it's a respect level. And yeah, we might have a conversation at the house, but it ain't gonna be accusations because we're all mature. And I always say, don't nobody want somebody that don't nobody else want.
But what do y'all
all right,
think?
here we go.
Are we up?
Yeah, I think he's putting us on. Hey, huh?
Okay. Oh, I don't see it. That's us, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So we'll be back on in just a moment.
Yeah, we're trying to get back on. We having technical difficulties.
What do y'all think, ladies out there listening? What do y'all think about us?
Oh, we're back.
We're back. So when we left, I was talking about controlling the narrative and us females doing it different whenever we are dealing with these these men who are having their cake and eat it too. Would you invite another woman on your couch to talk about it like me, or would you just be like, oh, he my man and I want to talk about it?
I don't think too many women will do that.
I want to talk to the other woman. If I was being cheated on with another woman and he was feeling her like that, now she just was.
But what would be the conversation, and what would be the importance of the conversation? Because
I need to know what he's doing.
Okay, but if she's telling you he's doing this and doing that, and it's probably the same thing y'all was doing, you gonna leave him or you gonna stay with him?
No, if he's paying bills at her house and treating her like she the woman, I got a problem with that.
Okay, but if he's not and he's cheated with the woman and she admitted to it, and so would you accept him back or not?
I ain't going nowhere because my bills in my household is taken care of, and I'm
so
happy.
What's the purpose of having a conversation?
Because I need to know how he liking you, and I need to know what he doing for you. And if he going too far by paying some bills at your crib, then he gonna have some.
I've said this time and time again.
But if he ain't paying no bills,
Jameena,
and
that
just
diva,
getting it wet, he just
conversation is strong for her as a woman. But like I've told all our viewers, I can't wait to that day when it is that one, because I'm gonna have a lot of questions. I may take them out to eat to be entertained on if this the same thing that's occurring.
Again, people, Miss Mina that diva says that if I have a husband, a man, and he's giving me all the things, he makes me happy in my household, and we're good together, I'm not leaving my man unless he's doing the same thing for someone else. Now, if he's just getting it wet and getting it off, I don't care. Take care of my light load, homegirl. Cool. But you don't get the perks of home because I got to put up with all the other stuff that you don't have to put up with. We not the same. So respect me as such.
I think on one of our shows, I'm gonna have to go back and watch. But
here you go. Y'all know him, right?
Yeah. I think you said if something like that was occur, he can keep it moving or kick rocks or whatever.
If what?
You just said like if he was to cheat or he was just getting it wet, you don't care. But I think you said before that would be a problem. But I don't want to quote myself on that yet until I have the right information. And on our next show, I will let y'all know.
I said that if he messing with another chick and if he's sleeping with her, that I will be. Huh?
We got a break? Oh, sorry about that. We got to go to break. Sorry about the technical difficulties. When we come back, hopefully we'll have our caller back up. And we have another caller that's coming on our show as well. But I am Zeke, the 5-foot freak, with my co-host,
Miss Mina, that diva.
And we'll be back.
John is ready to come on when we come back. light mode. Now, am I wrong? Ladies, you let me know what you think.
Okay, well, we back. Hey, we was just going in. Well, Miss Mina, that diva, was going in hard on Instagram. So now we're back. I am Zeke, the 5 Foot Freak, with my co-host.
Miss Mina, that diva.
Hey, we got some guests coming on. We have another guest that's coming on. So, King Cleve, if you can bring them on, we're ready for them. And if we can get our other guests back on as well, we'll love to have her back on.
All right.
What's up, my man, my brother, my cigar brother?
What's going on? What's going on, brother?
Hey, man, I'm glad you was able to come on the show. Hey, before we get started, I'd like you to introduce yourself, tell the people a little about you, where you from, what you do, and we'll go in from there.
Cool. Well, my name is John Dedo Davis Jr. I'm from the city of Chicago, born and raised.
Chi-town in the house.
Right, Chi-town. But I've been in Texas for the past 12 years. I work in education. Currently, I work at NASA Johnson Space Center in STEM education, and am working on my PhD.
Well, you go ahead, educate,
hey, man,
brother.
I love it. Hey, and for our viewers, you joined me at the Cigar Lounge, man, and it was just like a instant connection. Good friend, good dude.
Definitely.
Every time he see my wife, is genuine. You know, he greets her, make sure if she need anything, he got her. Just a well-respected dude from Chicago. We've had a lot of stories with me being from Galveston, him being from Chicago, telling me about his city. And you're a member of a fraternity as well, correct?
That's right. Member of Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity Incorporated.
Yeah.
399.
And I wish we could have had you on our show when we was talking about fraternities, man, but it's just a pleasure having you on the show tonight. But when I asked John, well, first off, he knew about our podcast, and when I asked him to be on the show, what he texted me was like, "Hey, man, I'm single. I don't know what to say about that," but he was like, "It's cool." But with you being the man that you are,
yes.
How do you feel about the topic that we speaking about tonight? If you can't speak to me, don't speak to my partner. So let's say, and I know yours probably be a lot different from a lot of brothers, but let's just say you was with your woman, and it was a female that you met that used to work at NASA, and here you are from Chicago, and you met a woman that's here in Houston, and the woman comes up to speak to you, but she don't speak to your girl. And she just walk off. She don't give you a chance to introduce. They probably be like, "Hey, John, I haven't seen you in a long time. You still work at NASA. It's good to see you," and walks off. So now your female is upset. Should she be upset, or are you in the wrong for not introducing your female, or what?
Yes, you are. It's a sign of respect, and sometimes you have to command it. So, yeah. I mean, it's plain and simple. When I first saw that topic, I was like, it's all about respect. And like I said, I restate, sometimes you have to command that respect, and giving that person the benefit of the doubt. It could have been unintentional. It could have been like something real quick in a hurry, but still, you should be able to discern those type of situations and know when you have to fully interject or command that respect from that individual.
I absolutely agree, and that's why I love me some Chi-town men.
Oh Lord, here we go.
Yes, honey, yes. You know,
Look at
Illinois. He represent.
Oh man.
But yeah,
Outside.
I appreciate that, John, because you have women who do things who are very catty, like I said, and they intentionally try to disrespect your partner. And so for you to be a man to step up and say, "Hey, listen, nah, I'm not going to stand for that. This is my woman." Respect her enough to say, "Hello, how you doing?" or what have you. I appreciate that. I applaud you, black man. I do.
Hey, John, now let me ask you another question. Let's say
just hold on one second, Otis. Just being a little transparent, you learn from your mistakes and stuff like that, and I can say, in the past, I wish I had done some a situation like that a little different, as it comes to respect, because some women, including men too, can get out of pocket and do some disrespectful things to that, your significant other, in your presence. And it's unacceptable. It's unacceptable.
And hey, and I agree. You know, my question, I'm gonna be a little to the left because you know I'm trying to bring every scenario because, like you say, myself, I've been through the same situation, and I try to do better. And you can see how I present my wife or whatever the case may be. But let me ask you this: let's say they do speak. Do you think it changes the perception of your significant other? So let's just say she comes up and she say, "Hey, Otis, how you doing?" And hey, Miss Meena, that diva. Do you think your significant other perception still would change, or would it still be the same? As in, who is this B? Who she's speaking to you? She see us together.
You know, I'm laughing because the first thing that flashed across my mind was a woman's intuition. So, and hey, look, sometimes they pick up on stuff that I guess that men be oblivious to. I know I'll be oblivious to some stuff. So, you know, and I've got called out on the carpet a couple times, and I was like, oh, that happened?
Right.
But if it did happen and you did introduce, why do we still have to have a problem when, hey, the woman spoke, that's somebody I know? Why you have to keep going into detail or whatever the case may be? Like Ms. Meena Diva said, when we go home, like I told her, and I don't know if you agree or not, in my opinion, men look at it different. You can come and speak, and I don't have a problem with that because my dominance is she with me. I'm not worrying about it. Now, if he's disrespectful, that's different. Or a lot of times, if somebody come to speak, I ain't really trying to hear the damn conversation anyway. You know, after you get done, let's keep it moving or whatever the case may be. But Ms. Meena, that diva said, when we get home, when men get home, it's still a conversation.
It's called synchronization. You got to be in sync with one another. And if you're not in sync with your significant other, then stuff like that can happen because she can interpret in some ways, and I'm not saying all cases, in some ways how you may react or respond to a certain situation or interpret it a certain way. And if you are in sync with her as she is with you, then I think less of that conflict will happen because she understands you innately in who you are and you her.
And listen, you guys are handsome guys, right? So
thank you, Ms. Meena.
You know what I'm saying?
That made my day.
I'm sorry you couldn't get a hug and kiss, man.
There you go, John.
I'll take it.
You guys are, women like attractive men, and we kind of like pat ourselves on the back or on the shoulder, and we kind of push our chest out a little bit more because we know we got to find men, right? So we're not tripping. To answer your question, I'm not tripping about her crushing on my dude. Just like our last guest said, we're not tripping. We expect that. Actually,
I ain't tripping on a dude crushing on. Who I'm with. I wouldn't trip on that either, but that's just me. You know, some dudes have an issue with that,
Right.
My thing is, it's not a question or an issue. And the same thing, I'm pretty sure how women feel unless an issue arises. Like if it's an ongoing thing or why we always seeing them at the same spot or, or something like that. But my thing is, I don't think men question it as much as women.
You don't question it, but if a man is if a man
that's what I said, it's disrespectful. Yeah, it's different.
Yeah, but men tend to not be as catty and messy as women are. You guys just don't function that way because you're not wired like that.
And my thing is now, I have a question.
Depending on the dude too. There's some catty men out there.
Right. Right. Yeah, guys do it too.
And coward men.
Yeah, no, he say coward me. And my thing is, okay, what if, let's say, me and meet Miss Meena out somewhere, and I see you in the mall, and I'll be like, "What's up, John?" Whatever, we holler at each other. Then you be like, "Man, I'm here to get some shoes or whatever," and man, I'll catch you later. Women don't take no offense to that. If it's a guy speaking to you, they ain't worried about if that guy spoke or not.
Right.
So I mean, like, what's the difference? Because it's a female.
We are territorial. Women
We
are
are.
territorial creatures. We can't help it.
Some men are too.
Okay,
That's
right.
thank you, Otis. I was just about to say that. Yeah.
Right. This mine. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And you know, we could be selfish in that way, but at the same time, we know when we're being disrespected, and we know
Right.
when, you know, the other woman is just like trying to be funny on the cool. You know,
Right.
so I don't really care that you crushing on my dude. Just respect me enough to say, hey, how you doing? Give me a nod. You ain't even got to go into all that fake stuff because I don't need it. You can keep it, right? But respect me enough to acknowledge me while you standing in my man face, kikiing and smiling, you know, and all that. That's all I'm saying.
And then like, okay, now what's the difference if you and I in Walmart and Susie says, hey, Otis, from across the hallway, but don't come and speak. She ain't speaking to you then. Is that still a problem, or it don't matter because she was far away?
Yeah, she kept her energy.
See that? God.
Right.
So she
But,
knew,
you know,
she was smart enough to keep all that energy way over there.
It's just as important as the guy to acknowledge that man. If he knows that woman, it's just as important to acknowledge him, especially if he's right there, you know. And Otis, you know, I can, you know, whenever your wife is with you, man, you know, I always, you know, acknowledge you both. Well, I know you all now, you know, so it's cool. But, you know, in those situations too, man can get out of pocket too, you know, and disrespect you in front of your, you know, your girl, you know, while on the slide, you know, trying to do some, you know, unconniving stuff.
Okay,
You
so
know
let's
what I'm saying?
talk about that. Let's go into that, fellas, since we have two opinions right here. If a man walks up to your woman, and it could have been a past relationship, it could have been just a guy that's been crushing on her forever or whatever, and he walks up and he goes to the extent of, hey, how you doing? And he reaches out and grabs her to give her a hug and embrace her. Right? And man, I ain't seen you in a long time. You still looking good. All right.
Oh, they know each other, not somebody that don't know him.
Right. Well, how would he walk up and be like, hey?
Well,
but he walks up and he embraces her. He gives her a hug and all the things, right, in your face. And you standing there like, dude, you don't see me right here? And he like, you still looking good. He don't say nothing to you and he walk off. How would you feel?
Well, I think I'm
disrespected.
Yeah, that's disrespected. But wouldn't you assume if you had a good woman that she'll be like, hey, this is, you see what I'm saying? Now, if she don't do that, and same thing as for a man, yeah, it's a problem. And we're going to talk about it. But it's like, I know a lot of people, and I know my wife know a lot of people. So if when I go to her hometown, these are people that I probably don't even know. So if they speaking and coming up, yeah, I can respect that. But the engagement, if it's a little too long or hug and they still holding and talking, that's being disrespectful. But it's like, hey, how you doing? I ain't seen you in a long time. I'm not tripping on that because they speaking. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna get introduced. Hey, this is my husband, such and such, such and such, and I'm good with that. And even with that being said, I know myself, I may be like, so y'all went to school together, may ask that question, but I ain't going into detail like, who is that? Why he ran up to you? When we get home, I'm not bringing up the question again. You see what I'm saying? But in my opinion, I think with women, it'll be an ongoing question. Why she came up to you and hugged you like that? She ain't see me right there. That's somebody I went to school with from my hometown, or I went to college with, or whatever the case may be.
Right.
See, in communication, that's where the communication comes in at. Because if you guys have that bond and that open communication that I talk about all the time, how we're in sync, like you said, we're connected in a way to where we know that we popular people from wherever we're from. So if I go back to your hometown or you come to mine, somebody gonna say something.
Exactly.
And it's gonna be some disrespect. It's gonna be some hate a little bit because now they see you booed up and they wish they could have had a woulda, shoulda, or whatever. But if we're in sync and we're connected in such a way and we're respectful to one another, then it kind of eliminates the well, who is she and why she and then. You know, we don't have to go into all that because we're secure in what we have. Our foundation is on lock because you secure me in that way, or you secure your significant other in that way.
Yeah.
And so that's my take.
Hey, John, man, we really appreciate you coming on as a guest, brother. I hope in the future we have some more shows you'll be willing to come on, man. But I appreciate you. I hope you continue to tune in, support our show, and let other people know about our show as well.
One more thing, man, I just got to throw out there too. You know, being in sync is a really, really important thing, and knowing your partner. I just lost a friend on what appears to look like domestic violence. I'm not saying it was, because all the facts haven't been out there yet, but she was just found murdered in her home. And
Sorry to hear that, man.
Former colleague of 10 years back in Dallas when I taught school in Dallas. And just kind of tragic, you know what I'm saying? So know your partners, you know, and if they show any signs of anything, man or woman, go, leave.
Get out, right?
Yes.
Well, man, that was very insightful there, man. My prayers go out to the family as well as you, because you lost somebody as well, man. And again, you know, I'm
37 years old, man.
Yeah, 37. So I really appreciate you coming on, brother.
Yeah, my condolences to you and the family, and thank you for coming on. We appreciate you. Shot Town in the house.
Shot Town. All right.
All right.
See you.
Bye-bye.
That was a little good conversation.
Yeah, see what I'm saying? So he gave some insight. He believes it's about the respect. He believes that, you know, it's about you know, showing up for your partner and being respectful and being in sync with one another. And
I like that. In sync.
Yeah, that in sync. And I say it all the time. Relationships are work. You got to put an effort in every single day. And give respect. If you really love your partner, man, it hurt. Don't tear them down. Like, here's my question. Oh crap.
Don't worry about
that. And this is about loyalty, because I've heard men say this several times, that they decided to put a ring on it, or they decided to give a woman what she wanted because she was loyal to a fault and she hung in there through the tough times and he put her through the ringer and this and that. Why is it that men tend to feel like they kind of judge your loyalty off of how much you put up with or how much you tolerate? Why do we have to be put through the ringer in order for you guys to determine whether or not we're loyal? Why can't you say out the gate, this girl really cares about me? She makes sure I'm happy every day. Why can't you give a woman that, what she wants or yearns for, without dragging her through the mud? Is that like, you guys have that in a handbook where y'all say, okay, we got to just drag them through the mud before we decide? I mean, what is that?
I don't necessarily think that that's what the man is thinking. I think when they do stuff that's wrong like that, I think they finally come to the realization, like, man, you know what? I done did this to this woman. I hurt this woman. She being here with me. You know, why not stay with her? Unfortunately, if guys do drag them through the mud, as you say, that's wrong. You know, I can't speak for all men. That's why we always say you can come on to the show. You see, somebody said, just be down like Brandy. That's not funny. But anyway.
But it's the reality that the women live in. Like, we got to be down. Like, they got to drag us through the mud.
But I mean, that's the wrong way of going about it. And then sometimes, you know, the man probably, no matter what the age is, his maturity level probably like, man, you know what? I really effed up. You know, this woman being here, we've been through the ups and downs, or I put her through the ups and downs. So why not commit to her and be with her? So
wow.
I don't know if that's a good answer,
but we have to, like Jada and Will said, we have to go through the fire before you guys decide she worthy.
Well, I mean, some guys probably go through the same thing with a woman and find out that she was messing with everybody while she was messing with you, and now she apologized and he still want to be with her. And some men can't accept that, like we talked about on one of our shows. And some women can't accept that.
One of our viewers said loyalty and respect go hand in hand, and it's earned and not given. Okay, I agree. I feel that.
And then one of our viewers, the Goop, he's in California. He said, when we was talking about if the man came up and spoke to the woman, a hug from what you said, that is more disrespectful if she didn't introduce the man and they standing right there. But I guess that goes the same with, like you were saying about the man, if the woman comes speaks to the man. So,
and then one of our guests said, a woman will be good to them and still have a side piece. Really, that's how women getting down these days. I don't think women just cheat for the hell of it. I think we cheat with purpose, but that's a whole nother topic.
Cheating with a purpose. But with that being said, we're going to take a break and we will be back. If you'd like to come on to the show, we on Be Live. You have to download the app to come on. I'm Zeke the 5 Foot Freak with my co-host,
Miss Mina, that diva.
and we'll be back.
I need to address Donnie.
well, we're back. And we got two questions that Ms. Mina, that diva, want to address. So I'm going to let her get into that. She got one person on here, Mr. Donnie, and then who was the other one?
I don't know, but we got to go to Mr. Donnie because
Okay.
he got me on edge now.
Well, my name is Zeke. I'm the 5-foot freak, and this is my co-host.
Ms. Mina, that diva.
And we talking about don't speak to me if you can't speak to my partner. We had two special guests on. We had Miss Lisa Hickman and we had Mr. John, is it Godot? John Davis on our show as well, right, straight out of Chi-Town. So I'm gonna let Ms. Mina, that diva, take the floor right now because she want to address some of our viewers.
So Donnie said, if she don't care if he sleeps with the other woman, then what's the problem if he's taking care of bills at your house? Who cares if he's taking care of bills at her house? Nothing comes for free. A lie you told. They got him out here giving it up for 40. So you a lie. You will not, and I repeat, you will not give the other woman what you give to me. And this is why. The woman that is in the household 24/7 taking care of this Negro, right? If he gets sick and he down and out, it's the in-house who has to take care of him. When he come home and has a bad day at work, it's the in-house that has to deal with that. When the kids ain't acting right and they going through whatever financial problems, or his mama died, the cat got killed, the dog got ran over, it's the inside that has to deal with all of the emotional baggage and stress that comes in that relationship. That outside chick don't do nothing but get the wet noodle, and that's all she's supposed to get. If you giving her the perks that comes along with me putting up with your behind and all that comes with you, then yes, I have a very big problem with that, because she doesn't have to deal with all the backlash and all the other things that the in-house has to deal with. So that's why, no, you may not pay a bill. No, you may not take care of her. No, you may not take a trip or none of those things. You will treat only me that way, and you will give her the wet noodle when you feel like it. I don't care. But don't give her my perks.
I have a question.
What?
Hi, Tronika. Now,
that?
Tronika Lancaster.
Tronika. Okay. Hey, girl.
Now, you said on plenty of our shows that if your significant other went out and he was getting some, you wasn't tripping on it.
That's the wet noodle. I said she can have it.
But you just said,
but not the perks.
You just said she can't have the same thing that you getting. You getting the wet noodle too.
I get the perks. She can't have the perks.
So,
but she can have a wet noodle.
So you saying your future,
for 2 minutes, 3
your
minutes,
future, it'll be all right for him to go out and mess with whoever he feels like, as long as you getting the perks.
And she don't.
But it's okay for her to get the wet noodle.
I wouldn't care about that wet noodle.
That
thing gets hard.
For those fellas out there,
say that?
Ms. Mina, that diva, have her own personal page. You need to reach out to her, because you getting perks that a lot of brothers. I ain't gonna. You know what? I'm not even gonna put that on the brothers.
These
you
brothers,
getting perks that some brothers probably don't even want to have to deal with, but able to do.
No, I don't give my dude. I'm not saying that I would give my dude a free pass. Let's get that.
But clear. If it was to happen, you ain't tripping.
Because he has to respect me to the fullest. Okay?
But how the hell he respect you if he can give her the wet noodle as long as he don't pay bills?
How I know he giving her the wet noodle? Thank you.
Well, you gonna know something if you find out that he's messing with another chick.
If I find out he messing with another chick, it's because he doing more than giving her the noodle. Because she ain't in her feelings. But what if he say?
What if he say? Because
that only lasts 2 and 3 and 5 minutes. Come on, brother, stop playing.
What if he say, Miss Mina, that diva, baby? I promise you, I guarantee that only thing she getting is the wet noodle. That's it.
I'ma know. You know how I'ma know?
How you gonna know?
Because she gonna listen. Let me give y'all.
She may be satisfied with the wet noodle. No. There's not women out there that's satisfied just getting the wet.
Listen.
Okay.
Listen, Linda.
I'm listening.
The chicks don't come to the female like a woman if all she getting is a wet noodle. Because she getting a wet noodle from several if she just out there, right? So she don't care about that. Females don't get into their feelings if all he doing is banging her. If he's spending quality time with her, she get in her feelings. If he treating her like she was his woman instead of his side or his smash and go, that's when she get in her feelings. She not getting her feelings if he just hitting it and quitting it. She getting her feelings when that time being spent and that dollar coming into play. That's when she getting in her feelings.
Mr. Donnie going at you right now too.
Okay, so Donnie had more to say. Let's bring it back. What else did he say? That's not necessarily true because maybe the side piece is a calming factor. Maybe she's a nurturer too. Face it, he's sleeping with her and spending time with her for a reason. Sometimes it's not sex.
It's not about sex.
Then you my dear, have a bad relationship for life. Because if he going to the side chick because she nurturing him, then your chick at home ain't nurturing you like she's supposed to. If you
she probably not talking to him, listening to him.
Correct. And so then your woman needs to do a better job. But I'm saying specifically to the ones who are going out there just to get their noodle wet. See, men don't have to have a reason. Women can be as good as they want to be to you at home. And trust me when I say that if he want to bump abroad, he gonna bump abroad. I wouldn't care if you swinging from chandeliers, if you bringing home 9 figures and you buying them Rolls Royces and all the things, he's still gonna cheat, okay? Quit playing. It don't have anything to do with the woman why a man cheats half the time.
Black men don't cheat. They get in entanglements.
You know what? I'm so over the entanglement because right now men on edge with their feelings and with the women and this and that because one woman got caught up in an entanglement relationship with another dude. But you Negroes be out here having full-fledged babies on the side and whole wives on the side, 2 women on same. All of those things that Mr. Donnie just talked about, having 2 whole households, it'd be way past an entanglement.
Wait a minute. You said on one show that women do the same thing because you said women, we guilty too. Y'all just know how to keep it clean. So don't just blame it on my fellas out there because there's some good fellas out there that's trying to do the right thing.
It is some great fellas out there.
But it's women like Miss Mina, that diva. Let them go out and get the noodle wet. So now you confusing us, thinking it's okay. But then when we come back, you be like, you know what? I ain't doing this no more. But you let me get the noodle wet.
So do you want me to care? Or you don't want me to care?
Well, I want you to care, but I don't want you to care to leave me now. But you was letting me get the noodle wet.
See what I'm saying? They so confused. This a man mind we talking about. Okay, they don't want you to be so mad to leave them, but they don't want you to be mad really. They want you to just be a little bit mad. What sense does that make? Why would I stress myself out about your noodle? I have no control over what you do with that wet thing. I don't care. I'm not gonna spend my days trying to figure out where you put that noodle for the day.
Long as I ain't paying no bills.
Right. And I'm on the bank account like white on rice. Do you understand me? Don't spend our money with no outside chick. Do not. Don't have no babies with no outside chick. That's an immediate violation, and you out of there if you have a side baby.
A side baby.
You have a kid on me. That means you need to be wrapping it and strapping. Y'all be talking about, oh, I did wrap it up. I don't even know if it's mine. Stop lying. You went in raw, and that's another problem. You bring home a baby or a disease, you out of there. Period. Point blank. First time it happened.
Now I have a question. You say you on the bank account
looking at it
is so
itemizing it.
So is he on your bank account too?
No, I said looking at it. Nah, we ain't doing that.
You just said you was on the bank account.
I said, yeah, I'm on it. We're gonna have a joint account, and then ladies, you always keep a separate account. Okay, just in case if it was a fifth. A joint account.
Can the guys get that same advice?
Yeah, fellas, y'all too. I mean, you always, we was raised right.
I'm just asking the question for my guy.
The left hand know what the right hand do. Quit playing. I was raised right. So if we together, we gonna have an account that we put money into together. But you best believe, yes, sir, I have my own. And no, sir, you have no access to it.
And that should be the same for you too, right?
I don't care.
I'm just asking.
Yeah.
I mean, you was looking like you was getting ready to beat me up. I'm just
but I
asking.
don't care. Cause see, listen. Men are so tender, D. You know how they be about that little noodle, right? You get the right one.
Hold on, wait. Why you have to say the men are tender about the little noodle?
Because that's why Donnie want to pay bills at his side chick house. That's why. See, it got good to Donnie. And Donnie was like, I want to pay her bill with the noodle. The noodle, she got good with that wet noodle. And that's why he wanted to start paying bills over there too. Because men, they heart is with their money. Where they little change, where they spend their changes. So that's why his little noodle was getting done real well. It was getting real wet real good, right? And so now he want to pay bills at both houses because he want to lock down both houses.
I don't think you should have even came on, brother, because she really went in on you. So next time, you need to be a little nicer to Miss Meena, that diva, because she went way off the subject just to chime in and dig into your butt.
5 minutes.
But look,
and Donnie said people will do anything you allow them to do. Now that Donnie, I agree with 100% because I've watched people in relationships, men in relationships, give to one woman and drag another woman and not give her half of the respect, not half of the things that he would do for this other woman. So yes, I agree that people will do what you allow them to do. And if you don't expect anything from them and you don't require anything,
that's on you.
That is absolutely on you.
But look, go ahead and give us your closing thoughts off our
damn, the show over already?
Yeah, off our title.
When the good ones be good, it be real good. It be going. So listen, it's all about respect. My closing thoughts are: be respectful to your partner. If you love them like that, you care about them like that, respect the game. And make sure that you require that others respect your partner. Don't just be out here letting people disrespect your mate. They deserve the utmost respect, especially if they putting up with your stuff day in and day out, and they trying to go above and beyond to show you how much they love and care about you. They deserve that respect. So if another woman walks up and wants to disrespect your chick, check her in her face. Make sure she knows that this is queen right here, and you're going to handle her as such, because that's what I require. So y'all get y'all respect out there, ladies.
Hey, this has been a very interesting show, and I agree with everything Ms. Meena, that diva, have said. As men, we need to get better at, introducing our significant others to whoever come up to speak or whatever the case may be. And if the opportunity doesn't present itself, you need to do some explaining, or if you see that individual again, just to let them know that, hey, my wife or my girlfriend was with me when you spoke and she felt some kind of way. So if they do run into you again, hopefully they'll give that apology, that, they apologize and stuff like that. And fellas, your significant others know people just like you know people. And there's going to be times that a lot of people are going to come up and speak to you. And that's something out of your control that you can't control, but you can control the respect that you have for your significant other. With that being said, we want to give some special closing shouts out, especially to our two guests, Mr. John Davis and Miss Lisa Hickman, for coming on to the show.
Thank you, guys.
If you'd like to be a guest on the show, you're more than welcome. We know we talk to a lot of y'all throughout our breaks on Instagram, but we don't get to really bring you on the show or address all the questions, but you'll have that opportunity to be able to do that if you come on to our show by going through Be Live, which is synced to your Facebook pages, which is free. But I want to give a big shout out to Busy Bee Cab Stand, Bench Bullying, Creations by Angelica, Element 7 Salon, Fortray Photography, Jaquez Chicken and Waffles, Last Option Defense. That's your concealed license guy that we went through, Mr. Daniel Hunt. Big shout out to him. Let Us Do It Catering, Maduro Cigar Lounge, Meek Smells That Sells. That's my wife, Cincy Business. She's on Facebook. NBA Kennels, National Scouting Service, Next Level Sports, Picture Perfect Photography, Tommy Napoli Personal Chef. If you want any prep meals, if you're trying to lose weight, go through my guy. He's on Facebook, Virtual Barbershop. And is anybody?
And I want to give a shout out to She's Making Sweets, Miss Shalonda Ruckett. She is doing her thing. That girl is rocking it out with the sweets. Check her out. She does great cakes and dipped strawberries. The girl is phenomenal. So I just wanted to give her a shout out. She's Making Sweets. And thank you guys for tuning in tonight. We really appreciate all the comments, all of the chiming in, the laughs. We really love that you guys are with us every week and dedicated. So thank you for tuning in.
Hey, and if it's a topic that you would like us to speak on, please email us at theupperroom409@gmail.com. We'd love to hear your comments, what you think we need to speak on. We can't do it all ourselves. We come up with topics that we may think is interesting for that week, but we'd love to hear from you as well. And I'm Zeke the 5-Foot Freak with my co-host,
Miss Mina, that diva.
and that's our show.
We'll see you next week.